Hello everyone and welcome back to my opinion. And in this video, I'll be previewing India's last group match against New Zealand in Dubai. Both teams have qualified, so in terms of qualification stakes, this match doesn't have much meaning or any meaning. However, in assessing which team can consider themselves stronger going into the semi-finals, I think this match would be an intriguing encounter to test how the two strongest teams in the tournament go. And let's get into this preview. Starting off with India, we saw the previous match Harshit Rana played again. They've not been resorting to Arshdeep Singh as a frontline option, and I've expressed my concern in a previous video when previewing the India-Pakistan encounter and reviewing that encounter as to why I think it's a concerning feature that we have seen. It is undeniable that since the head coach has been appointed, Harshit Rana, I'm not saying it's bad that he's been getting opportunities as a good bowler, but it depends on which bowler he plays instead of. And I don't think there will be a cricket follower who will disagree that right now Arshdeep Singh is far ahead of Harshit Rana, given what he can bring to the table, can pick wickets up front and can bowl at the death. And looking at the metric to succeed in Dubai, the spinners can bowl economically, but do they run through a team? No. We've seen the matches in Dubai. How many spinners have picked more than one or two wickets? They haven't done. And this is why I feel from India's perspective, their fast bowling perspective, Mohammad Shami, if he's not back to full fitness, can you rely on him to pick wickets up front? You don't know if you'll be able to last a long first spell. Even the previous match you saw bowled a few wides in the first over. And Harshit Rana is someone who's been picking wickets in the middle overs and at the death. And in this tournament, the way they've used him is with the oppositions they've played. He has bowled 3 or 4 overs up front, and then he didn't bowl back after the middle overs where the match has been broken and it would be looking like India would definitely win, and they have done. He's been bowling when the pressure hasn't been on him, and he will have to counter that pressure against New Zealand, which is they have a very assured batting lineup. So both sides definitely will be tested to the greatest extent in this encounter. And there's a rumor to say will some players be rested, and KL Rahul in the press conference today said that there was no concern over Rohit Sharma's fitness. So assuming he starts, you're looking at who India have got to play if they want to try out these options. Rishabh Pant cannot come into this side. There's no point playing Washington Sundar because Akshar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja will play in the semi-finals. Varun Chakravarti ahead of Kuldeep Yadav, there's also no point because Kuldeep Yadav will play in the semi-finals. There's only one player who should have been playing from the start, and that is Arshdeep Singh. And in my view, if he plays in this match, and whether he does well or not, but to convince them, well, if he does well, hopefully, he should play ahead of Harshit Rana in the semi-finals, and if Shami is brought back, you have a threatening new ball combination. Right now, you are hoping your lead seamer as far as the new ball is concerned in Mohammad Shami. Harshit Rana succeeded more in the middle order than at the death. You're hoping your new ball seamer picks up wickets, and if he doesn't, against more assured batting lineups, if they start milking the spinners who bowl economically in these conditions, but they're not going to run through a side, then you'll start having problems, which is why they should definitely bring Arshdeep Singh. Will they do that? I don't know. And I'd said when reviewing the Pakistan match that if you're looking at the way the spinners have used the conditions here, on slow turners such as Dubai and Karachi, the spinners who bowl slower through the air to get more turn off the wicket have been successful. And a team which has got very talented spinners but haven't turned up to this tournament in the 3 matches they played is Afghanistan, because in all the matches they played, Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed, they're both quick through the air, they don't have an effect. So, and you saw Matthew Short today, 7 overs, 21 runs. He bowled slower than Rashid Khan and Noor Ahmed. And yes, they should have attacked him a bit more, but he was more likely to succeed because he was bowling slower, allowing the ball to turn, rather than what the Afghanistan very talented spinners were doing. But if you're not adapting to the conditions, then you won't get very far. Now, the Indian spinners can bowl quick through the air and slow through the air. New Zealand spinners, even someone like a Glenn Phillips would be the part-time spinner after the frontline spinner in Mitchell Santner. He can bowl slow through the air. And in the match against Bangladesh, Rishad Hussain, Mehdi Hasan Miraj did that very well. Virat Kohli scored a very good 100 the previous match against Pakistan. In that match, Kushdil Shah and Salman Agha, who they've not given bowling to, they bowled quicker through the air. That's why there wasn't much of a trouble of the spinners. The one test that he could look to conquer in this match is the New Zealand spinners bowling slow through the air, therefore they'll get more purchase. And if he conquers that after scoring 100 in the previous match, then I feel if Arshdeep Singh plays Virat Kohli, he's passed that spin trial. There is nothing stopping this Indian side from winning this Champions Trophy. And they look the strongest side in this tournament. And as an Indian fan, of course, I'd wish them both to win it. But these are the calls. One test versus the slow turn from Virat Kohli's perspective, and Arshdeep Singh has to play ahead of Ashit Rana. And now for New Zealand, and this is why I'm talking about prioritizing your best players, because Daryl Mitchell wasn't available the previous match. Rachin Ravindra, who did not play the first match because of the injury in the Tri-Series, he scored a fantastic century at number 4. And Will Young, who scored a century in the first match, the reason why he won the first match, he's been doing very well. However, you've got someone the class of Daryl Mitchell. What I think they will do is they'll send Rachin Ravindra to open the batting and they'll play Daryl Mitchell at 5. And another reason why they would do that, apart from the class of the player, is Tom Latham scored 55 of 76, which is good in the situation. The previous match, he walked out at number 5. According to me, in ODIs, the top 4 is his best position to bat because he takes a while to accelerate and he's a classical player. You saw against Pakistan, he was 72 of 82. And then towards the end, he took his strike rate above 100 at 2 without being a power hitter. He played some classical shots. I feel walking out at 4 would be much more optimal for him to take that approach than at 5, where pretend if New Zealand go well with the top 4. Would you want Tom Latham walking out at 5? No, you wouldn't. But let's say if Daryl Mitchell bats at 5 and he walks out in the 33rd over, he's also someone who takes a bit of time. But then he can look to take the attack to the opposition better than a Tom Latham would do, although Tom Latham has done well. So that's what I would do. So considering that, you've got Rachin Ravindra and Devon Conway to open the batting, Kane Williamson number 3, Tom Latham number 4, Daryl Mitchell 5, Glenn Phillips 6, Michael Bracewell 7, Mitchell Santner 8, Nathan Smith 9 in my team, Matt Henry 10 and Will O'Rourke 11. The reason why I've gone with Nathan Smith ahead of Kyle Jamieson is because Kyle Jamieson is very much a test bowler in my view. He hits that length. If Rohit Sharma charges down the track and hits him for some boundaries, I don't feel he has got the repertoire as of now to know what to do in that situation. And he's very much a new ball bowler, doesn't go too well to death. Then, if you're looking at the nature of the New Zealand spinners, yes, they can use the conditions. Are the wicket-taking spinners in where do they have that offensive gear to pick wickets? No, they don't. They're very much containing spinners. And that's why to players who use their feet against spin, which is Indian side does do, you'd find that the effectiveness would be reduced. Then you've got only Will Rourke in the middle phase to deal with. Then otherwise you've not got a wicket-taking bowler there because Matt Henry to strike up front. If Matt Henry doesn't, I said this in my preview, the precarious point is they've played against Pakistan and New Zealand who've played an innings worth of dot balls, so it seems as if the bowling attack could go well no matter what. If Matt Henry doesn't strike up front, then you have got a problem against teams who use their feet, and this Indian side does do that. So that is the one thing they've got to look out for. Apart from that, India and New Zealand look the strongest team in this tournament. It'll be an intriguing encounter. And now, looking at the 11s, comparing which team has got the edge in the metrics that I discussed. On the top 4, they've got to not lose wickets, but they should also be able to get that 52 for 1 score that Pakistan got against India in India's previous match. Looking at the top 4 for India, I got Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, and one of Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul based on the entry point. I'll say again that before the 12th over, KL Rahul should walk out to bat if a wicket falls. If the second wicket falls before the 12th over, if it's after the 12th over, Shreyas Iyer can bat at 4. And on New Zealand, you've got Rachin Ravindra, Devon Conway, Kane Williamson, and Tom Latham. In terms of the solidity, I'd say both sides have equal edge in terms of the solidity in the first turnovers. In terms of getting to that 52 for 1, the confidence and the explosive nature of the Indian batting side, although Rachin Ravindra looks to play shots as well, definitely I'd give the edge there. But I think this New Zealand side can also get a 50 odd for 1 without too much fuss as well. So Kane Williamson, he's a class player. I would not think about things if he doesn't score runs for 2 matches. Devon Conway hasn't been in the greatest of form, and considering you don't know who India will play, the new ball bowling combination hasn't been firing as much, so he may fancy his chances in this match. Rachin Ravindra with a fantastic century the previous match. Then you've got Tom Latham, who's been very confident in doing well. So, in terms of solidity, there's not much. I'd say it's equal. In terms of attacking the opposition, it'd be for India, but I'd say New Zealand are also capable of getting to that 52 for 1. Therefore, I'd say the top 4 are fairly equal. Now, the middle order shouldn't get bogged down against spin. For India, you've got one of KL Rahul or Shreyas, then Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, and Ravindra Jadeja, which is a very good middle order. Compared with New Zealand, you've got Daryl Mitchell, Glenn Phillips, Michael Bracewell, Mitchell Sander. India have got more frontline batting options who could also be frontline spinners in Akshar Patel and Jadeja. And I feel they're less likely to get bogged down by the spinners, New Zealand spinners who are more defensive bowlers rather than attacking bowlers, and the Indian batting side does use their feet. The New Zealand side also aren't bad players of spin. And I feel in these conditions where the spinners don't get too many wickets, they only keep the runs down. They also may not fare too badly, but India have got more frontline options down to number 8, unlike New Zealand, where they've got Michael Bracewell, Mitchell Santner, who you would not say are as adept as an Akshar Patel and a Jadeja. So definitely India have got that edge there. Now with the spinners, which spinners have got, you could say mostly is being economical. However, the Indian spinners have got an attacking gear which New Zealand spinners haven't got. Therefore, I'd say Kuldeep, Akshar, Jadeja, you'd give them the edge over Mitchell Santner, Michael Bracewell, Glenn Phillips, Rachin Ravindra. They've got a lot of options, but none of those have got the offensive gear. The one point which I'd also said for Pakistan and for Bangladesh, the one point where New Zealand can look to have an edge in is the striking ability with the new ball. As far as the seamers are concerned, you've got Matt Henry, who's a top-class bowler, Will O'Rourke, a very good prospect. If Carl Jamieson plays, he would be good with the new ball, may struggle after that. For India, Mohammad Shami, you saw in the previous match, bowled quite a few wides in the first over, and he bowled well from his second spell onwards. Harshit Rana has been getting wickets in the middle overs and at the death, but not with the new ball. So, definitely, if Harshdeep Singh doesn't play, then New Zealand have got an edge with the new ball in terms of striking up front. But apart from that, if India managed to get through that first 10 overs, considering how their players use their feet against spin, does this New Zealand side have the option? This is my preview. This is the one match with their bowling they would find tough, because that spin advantage they've got against other teams may not apply against India when players use their feet against them. So, considering that, I'd say India have got an edge going into this match, but let's see how this match goes. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and remember, this is my opinion. Watch.